Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 19 of the December daily draws. So, as we close out the week and approach the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. So, let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Initiate of Winter Wands, or the Page of Wands. We've had a couple of initiates, haven't we? We sort of like the beginning stage. We had the was it the initiate of Winter Swords? Do we have that? Excuse me. So again, this is the page. This is the childlike wonder, the beginning stage. We've got a candle lit in the window. She's there looking at a drawing, perhaps, of what she might create. She's got some drawings here. This is the beginnings of inspiration for our creativity. Maybe we're going to be inspired. We're going to see something. Maybe we're looking through something and we'll see something that inspires us and, wants us to proceed. I'm just looking to see if there's anything significant on the drawings. She could even look out the window and be inspired by what she sees. But it's that initial spark. It's taking that initial spark of inspiration and that desire to want to create something and exploring that and just having fun with it, like exploring an idea, exploring our passion and inspiration for something, our creative energies, that creative spark, and seeing where it takes us. So it's the adventurous exploration, the discovery, the fun part, the childlike wonder that a child can quite happily play, just simply creating, drawing something without. They don't overthink it either, do they? To my mind. They know what it is. They know got that inspiration. They've got that concept, and they just go through it. And they're free. They're very free form in how they do it. They don't overanalyze what they're doing. And sometimes as adults, we can be a little too analytical, and we sort of what's the word? We're forever evaluating what we're doing as we're doing it, instead of just letting that creative process just flow freely and then see where it takes us. The evaluation can come later. It's like, I think it was yesterday, wasn't it, with the Initiate of Winter Swords, the Page of Swords, where it was where she was going out. I think they were going out into the wood. She was going out with a basket to gather things, and yesterday I think we were gathering that information that we needed connected to what the idea, to be informed about the subject matter of our idea, so that we could develop it further. And I think what I said yesterday was that you gather first. You don't if you see something, you don't overanalyze what you're gathering. If it looks like it might be connected to what you need, you put it in your basket and you go on to the next thing and put something else in the basket. And then when you get home, you look through what you've gathered in your basket. And that's where you can sort of like sift through what you have. And maybe you've collected some things in the basket that you didn't, that when you get home in the comfort of your home and you've got time to look and think a bit more, you decided those things you didn't really need to collect, but you had them just in case, but you can put them aside. Okay, the evaluation comes later, and like here, with the, like the initiate or the page of wands, is that we let that we just get creating and produce what we want to produce. We explore that inspiration. Later on, we can evaluate what we've created so far, and we'll keep some of it, and we may sort of put that aside. But now is not the time for the evaluation. Now is the time for having fun, for the exploration of our whatever we've been inspired to do, and just letting that creative process move out. And some of it will be, say, we'll keep, others that we won't necessarily keep. We'll realize that. But it's all part of the creative process. We're not to censor ourselves. We're not to editorialize ourselves. We're not to, as we're doing it, that can come later. With that, because doing it as we're trying to create, it restricts the creative flow. So what this will show us is just let that creative flow come. That, follow that creative inspiration, follow your heart, follow your motivation, follow your passion, and just create. You can look back later to assess the nature of what you've created, but now is the time for just being creative and just letting that process work out. And I think that's the main message of this card today, is don't overthink it, don't over restrict yourself, just let that creative energy flow. There comes a time for evaluation, for sifting through what makes the cut, as it were, and what doesn't. But now's not the time for that. This is the preliminary stage where we have fun with it, where we have that raw creative energy just flowing out. Don't stifle it. Just let it flow. We can, let's say, we can look at it later, further down the line. But there's just let fan that little flame, like the candle flame. Just fan it into flame, into a fire of inspiration, and then we can see where that takes us later. Don't stifle the creative energy. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Isn't it funny? Frost. But here, look what we have here. We've had this before. We have the tree here. Yes, we've got the frost. But we have the candle. There's candles all over these cards, so the chances of having a candle in the card, I think there's a candle perhaps nearly on every one of the tarot cards. There is. I can see that there's no candle on there that I can see. So, but almost every over the tarot deck, there's a candle, but it's fan that flame. So, and get that stillness. There's something about frosty, sort of like this kind of outlook. It always seems crisp, clear, and still, doesn't it? That sense of peace. But just let that flame. It also, you can see it offset, the candle really offsets that, and that's where our passions need to be able to burn in whatever circumstance, whatever time of year. Don't stifle that flame. Don't snuff it out, but rather keep it burning, and by just letting your creative energy flow. The frost that could be and the cold that could have the potential to snuff out the flame represents the overanalyzing to me. I think this is the key message of these cards. Don't overthink the process. Just freely create. Don't be too concerned about what you're creating at this stage. Look at that later. Just be creative. And that is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow as we start the weekend with day 20. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.